Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Knowledge. Okay, I'm here to present for you today a very special segment. This has been a long time coming. This is going to be the final step in building what we call Di-RRec gaming. So, bam, we're going to get right into it. Today, I've got a little segment called How to CPU. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about computers. You've got to know, so here's the deal, if you want to do anything online nowadays, you got to have a good rig, okay? This right here, we call black steel, okay? This little bad boy has been a long time coming, and we've got the final part that's going to make this thing an absolute monster, okay? It's the AMD Ryzen 7, okay? This is the 1800 model, just came out, okay? It's got 8 cores of power. It's multi-threaded, so it's actually 16 cores when it's running apps. It clocks at 3.6 gigs. It's got a turbo boost of 4. Okay, so this thing is going to be everything we need to do all of our recording, editing, the whole nine. So a lot of you have been wondering when it's going to go from the mansion into Di-RRec gaming. Well, the time is now. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to change a CPU in a computer, okay? So you need a couple of things. First thing you need, and this is going to be a little bit obvious, but you need some money because these things are not cheap, okay? If you want to be successful at this, you cannot put together a rig for cheap. So I'm just letting you know that right now. Spend the money, get the good parts, okay? It's going to be worth it in the end. So don't be cheap, swipe the card, get everything that you need. Next thing you need is, if we're going to change this, and we've got our Mac Daddy CPU that we spent the money on, you need rubbing alcohol. You've got to remove the thermal grease, okay? That can be a little tricky. 91%, there's been a whole bunch of tests done. I mean, some people use orange juice, some people use kitchen cleaner, whatever. Use the 91% rubbing alcohol, okay? You apply that with Q-tips. Super easy, okay? Next step is coffee filters. They're useful for two things when you're a gamer: for making an amazing cup of coffee and for cleaning off electronic parts. It doesn't leave residue like paper towels and things do. So anyway, basically what we're going to do is we're going to open up this rig. Now I haven't done all the fancy cabling or anything in this yet. I've just been working on the rig, trying to get it going. This is actually a really nice case. It's got the full see-through. Everything in here is almost toolless. I picked up this case for about 80 bucks. It was a fantastic deal. So there's the inside. Okay. So we're going to do just a little grand tour in here real quick. The power supply goes in under here, okay? This big monstrosity you see here at the very bottom is the motherboard. That's what connects to your CPU, which is underneath this cooler. By the way, the Corsair water coolers are so easy, so basic to use nowadays. There's no reason not to just go ahead and liquid cool your machine. Trust me, you're going to love it. We've got our graphics card right here, basic drive, basic build. Like I said, I haven't done my fancy cabling yet. I'll show you guys what this thing looks like afterwards pretty soon. But anyway, so the first step that we're going to do is we're going to take the CPU cooler off of the CPU that's in the machine, and then we're going to clean that. So basically, we're going to cut the video right now. I've got to get this unattached, and I'll show you the process of applying that. So, talk to you in a minute. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look. So, right over here, if you ever wanted to see what a CPU looked like, this is a CPU right here. It's the old CPU. That's where the thermal grease attached to the cooler. This right here are the pins. That's what plugs it into the main board. As you can see, we've removed it over here. This is our heatsink cooler that we're going to clean. That's the socket that it goes into. This is a socket AM4 platform right here. So let's go ahead, and this is how you remove thermal grease from the cooler, which is very important. You have to do that. You cannot put a new CPU in unless you go through this process, okay? So, super easy. Q-tip right over here. We're just going to go ahead and get some rubbing alcohol on that, okay? And then I'm going to dab it off over here on my coffee filter so that it's not spreading everywhere. You don't want this to get on other components, okay? Now this right here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go over here where the CPU grease was. It comes off really quick. I mean, it's not that difficult to do. You just want to make sure that you get it in there. Again, this is 91% rubbing alcohol. You can purchase it at Walgreens, Walmart, anywhere pretty much. Now you apply this right here, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a multi-stage process of removing this. So this is my old one, throwing that over there. I'm going to take the coffee filter that I was using. Coffee filters don't leave residue. They're also pretty coarse. They're actually perfect for this process right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in there. And rub in really, really good. Okay, and as you can see, there's a little bit left on there, okay, but the Q-tip actually gets most of it off. There's a whole science behind CPU coolers and what you can do with them. Man, I'm an advocate. Just get yourself a nice water cooler, man. That's going to be, Corsair makes the best ones in my opinion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let that dry. Literally just a couple of minutes, okay? After we do that, we're gonna repeat this process again, okay? I do it one more time just to make sure because I found residuals still on there if I only did it once. So I'm gonna do it a second time after it dries. And then after that, I'm gonna let it dry in the open air because you want all the rest of that alcohol to dissipate off of there. And then we're going to install the new CPU. Easy peasy. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon.